Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. Today we're discussing episode 3 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and why Erika will never go against Kyle. Let's get into it. Starting out the episode, we see Erika bought a new Porsche that was delivered to her home. What I want to know is, how is she affording this? I looked online and it said a Porsche could cost anywhere between $60,000 and $160,000. Now, I don't know what kind of Porsche she bought. I'm not a car person, but I would assume it would at least have to be $60,000, and that looked like a really nice Porsche. I know she makes $1 million per season from the show, but she also has to pay for her glam squad, her agent, and her lawyer's fees. That all can get really pricey. Now, I know she downsized on her home, but I'm just surprised that she bought a pricey car like that. Are all of her court cases settled? I know she was sued for millions of dollars by her former costume designer. I think that was back in March. I don't believe that's been settled yet. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Do you think buying a new Porsche was a good look for Erika? Let me know in the comments. Then we see Kathy and her brand manager, Carol, packing her Rolls Royce with personalized suitcases for the girls. She's going to invite them to Oceanside for a girls' weekend trip. Now, here's why I love Kathy. Kathy says she wants to personally drop each suitcase off to the ladies so that she can save on shipping costs, of course. I mean, how do you get as rich as Kathy? It's probably not by paying for shipping, right? I'm joking, of course. I think marrying a Hilton will probably get you richer than not spending any money on shipping. As she's driving around in her Rolls Royce, she is eating a banana, telling her brand manager not to talk to her because she's praying silently. And she has all of these pillows all around her car. How rich do you have to be to leave a banana peel in your Rolls Royce? I guess you'd have to be as rich as Kathy Hilton. So Kathy drops off the suitcase to Garcelle, and Garcelle is at a photo shoot with her son Jade. So Jade has signed a contract with LA Models. I can definitely see why. I mean, he is obviously very handsome, but he also has that model look. You know, you see like the high cheekbones. He's very handsome, and of course he would be because he's the son of Garcelle, and she is just absolutely gorgeous. And also, Garcelle was a model back in the day, so her beautiful genes passed on to her sons. Next, Kathy drops off a suitcase to Bose in Hancock Park. So Bose opens the suitcase. And remember, these suitcases are personalized, so they have their initials on the suitcases. This had to take some time and money to make for all these girls. Inside the suitcase, we see a beach towel, also personalized, with the girls' names on them, and a Red Bull. And if you remember, Kathy was drinking a Red Bull in Kyle's bed when they were in Lake Tahoe a couple seasons ago, and she thought it was a soft drink. And finally, we have the lampshade hat that Kathy has worn. I think a couple seasons ago, we first saw her wear this. Kathy tells Dorit that they are very popular in the south of France. I have to say, I've been to the south of France in 2018. I did not see this hat anywhere. But hey, that was what, 6 years ago? So if those hats are in and you've happened to see them in South of France, let me know in the comments because I did not see a single one. But who knows? Maybe they're popular these days. So Kathy drops off Kyle's suitcase at Kyle's home. She is driving up in her Rolls Royce, and Kyle says that it looks like the Beverly Hillbillies. Do the Beverly Hillbillies drive a Rolls Royce? I haven't seen that show in ages, so let me know if they did. I don't think they did. That definitely wasn't giving Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, yes, it was a little weird that she threw a banana peel in there, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it was Beverly Hillbillies. Also, Kyle, why is it okay for you to say snide remarks and not anyone else? When it's done to you, it's a huge problem that we hear about all season, but you do the same thing. I don't get it. So Kyle tells Kathy that she hopes it's not going to be awkward between her and Dorit since they fought last time at Sutton's party. Kathy says in her confessional that she thinks Kyle is so upset about the BravoCon comment made by Dorit because she's been really sensitive lately. I assume she's talking about since her separation with Mauricio. So Kathy's trying to be positive in the moment with Kyle and let her know that, it's going to be okay and hopefully you guys will work it out. And then Kyle says in her confessional in a sarcastic tone, yeah, it's going to be a great trip. We're going to get massages and it doesn't even matter if Dorit and I want to kill each other. Welcome to Kathy's hunky-dory holidays. Again, an unnecessary snide comment by Kyle. I think Kathy's just trying to not make things worse than they are. I don't think she's trying to diminish Kyle's feelings or anything. And I'm not understanding Kyle's sarcastic tone in this moment. Now, I don't think Kathy is totally innocent with her relationship with Kyle, but sometimes I just hear Kyle's like rude comments and I just think, yeah, I can understand why your sisters get upset with you. And again, I'm not saying it's just Kyle. I can absolutely see Kathy being kind of scary and, having to deal with Kim's addiction is very difficult, I'd imagine. So I'm definitely not saying it's all Kyle. I'm just saying Kyle isn't perfect. That's all I'm saying. So Mo visits Kyle at their family home where Kyle is staying. He's moved out into a condo and signed a 6-month lease to give them some space to assess where they are in their relationship. And it wasn't furnished, so he had to go out and buy his own furniture. And that worries Kyle because she feels like it is more permanent than if he bought an already furnished condo. But I think they both know it's over. I don't know why Kyle can't just admit it, other than dragging out this situation for the show. So they hug each other, and Kyle is showing him around the house, showing him the things that she's done to the house. And honestly, their hug and just thumb together is awkward. I mean, the way they speak to each other, it's like how a newly divorced couple speaks to each other, I'd imagine. It just doesn't look like there's any love, like romantic love, I should say, between them. And Kyle says in her confessional that when she asks Mo how everything's going, he says, "Oh, everything's great. You should come see the condo. It's great." He's Mr. Happy-go-lucky. But that's how Mo has always been, from what I've seen on the show. He never seems to want to rock the boat. I remember last season when he was having dinner with PK, he said that his wife is always right. And PK even said, "Your wife can't always be right, Mo." And he was like, "It can if I want it to be." I do think his business side comes out in his personal relationships. You have to be very diplomatic when running a business, especially a multi-million-dollar business. And I do think that spills into his relationship with Kyle. I can imagine that would be difficult to deal with. I would want to be married to someone who could show their human side, someone who isn't always in business mode. And I'm sure everything is great for him, honestly. He's living on his own, he's partying with other women, and he doesn't have to hide it anymore from Kyle, allegedly. So yeah, I'm sure he is happy. So Kyle tells Mo that Marta, I think that's her name, and I don't know who that is, so I apologize, but that Marta saw Kyle moving her clothes into Mauricio's closet and she started crying, and then Kyle started crying. And as she's telling Mo this, Mo says, "Aw," like no emotion, so disingenuous. That was part of the exchange that was just so awkward to me in this scene. Like, he is checked out of this marriage. And I do feel for Kyle. And the producer asked Kyle if she hopes that they will one day get back together, and Kyle refuses to answer. I do think she wants to hold off on the answer until she knows what Mauricio is going to say about it. I'm sure she doesn't want to say, "Yes, I hope we get back together," and then Mauricio says no, and she's left with egg on her face. And then we see Kyle's making a big deal about how many towels Mo has, and Kyle tells him that she'll buy him more sheets because she knows he only bought one set of sheets. Kyle says in her confessional that she's no longer a wife or a full-time mom, so she doesn't really know what to do with herself. Kyle really did put everything into this marriage and her family. If you remember from a previous season, Kyle and Mo were talking about Alexia going to college. Kyle mentioned that she needs to teach her how to do laundry because she doesn't know yet. And Mauricio made some kind of comment about how he can't believe Alexia doesn't know how to do her own laundry yet. And Kyle looks at him like, "Have you ever done your own laundry?" And he just laughs. So yeah, she clearly did everything or almost everything for Mauricio throughout their marriage. And I think this is a good example of why you don't put everything into your spouse. And hear me out. I understand wanting to do kind things for your wife or husband, like cooking for them, or maybe you are doing their laundry because they're really busy at the moment, things like that. I definitely do that for my husband. But to do their laundry plus everything else for 25 years just to have a divorce in the end, I would not be happy. Just looking at that situation, it's kind of like, yeah, it is good to just be your own person and not put everything into a partner or a spouse. I mean, you have to be yourself, you have to have your own hobbies and likes and dislikes and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, but it's all sad in the end. So we see Dorit FaceTimes Erika. Erika says she talked to Kyle and she told Kyle that she didn't think the BravoCon comment by Dorit was meant maliciously. And Dorit says that Kyle has done things to hurt her on purpose. and that it's been a pattern with Kyle. And then they show a montage of different scenes from previous seasons. One was the caftan fashion show that Kyle did, and Dorit said in her confessional how Kyle doesn't know what she's doing. And Kyle got extremely upset about that on the reunion. Then in Aspen, when Dorit took Erika's side, Kyle screamed and cussed at Dorit, and that she was way overreacting for sure in that scene. She didn't even scream at Erika that much or at all. And she was really upset mostly at Erika at that moment. It goes on, and I agree with Dorit. There are certain rules for her and certain ones for everyone else. But we'll get into that in a minute. So they all meet at Kathy's. Kyle walks in with a pink Birkin worth $22,000. Then she has what looks like a mini Kelly that was like $33,000. No, I'm sorry, $35,000. And another bag that was worth $18,000 with a grand total of around $76,000. Then Sutton walks in with a yellow Birkin and Kyle automatically goes, "Oh, I have that bag." Sutton's like, "In this color?" She's like, "Yeah, I have that bag in that color." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Kyle. Like, I know they're rich, but my God, that's a lot of money just for some bags." Although it's not just a bag, it's a Birkin. Shout out to my Sex and the City fans. If you know, you know. Then we see Jennifer Tilly walking in with a Louis Vuitton boat that costs $33,000. Erika says in her confessional that it's not a boat, it's art, and that it's very expensive. And of course, she would know. Erika says she's looking and coveting thy neighbor's goods. I wonder if she'll suck up to Jennifer the way she did with Diana. I kind of doubt it because Jennifer is besties with Sutton. We'll see though. They leave for Oceanside and Erika asks who the biggest star you ever dated was. Garcelle says Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, and Sean Penn. Erika says in her confessional that she doesn't know why Garcelle didn't marry one of those guys and ended up marrying the guy she did. Erika, I don't think you have the right to judge who people marry when you marry the crypt keeper who stole millions of dollars from victims. Just saying. So they all get to the hotel and they check into the rooms. And of course, they all have a beautiful bag waiting for them on their bed that is personalized with their names on them. And you see Jennifer Tilly in her hotel room lining up her purses. And she says she likes her hotel rooms to look like a retail store. I could definitely see why her and Sutton are friends. They're both eccentric, and I love it. So they have lunch on the beach. It's a beautiful setup. Erika says she's limiting her cocktails to one or two, one at lunch and one at dinner. And I have to say, I commend Erika for knowing that she can have a bunch of cocktails and act a fool like she has in the last couple of seasons. Bose asks Dorit if she's okay, and Dorit tells Bose that she's upset because PK got his own apartment without her knowing. Garcelle sees Bose and Dorit talking and asks if they are allowed in the conversation as well. I think Dorit feels comfortable with Bose just because Bose is new in the group and she doesn't know the history with everyone, so she just feels comfortable talking to her. Maybe Garcelle was just a little jealous because Dorit was kind of taking Bose away from everyone and kind of talking to her on her own. And Sutton and Erika talk about how people can get really mean during a divorce, and Erika says in her confessional that Tom was very mean and he said things that she can't even repeat. I have to say that's not surprising. I mean, the way he spoke to her on camera on the show, I can't imagine how he spoke to her behind closed doors. Then Jennifer Tilly says that she was married to Simon Smith. No, Sam Simon. Jennifer Tilly was married to Sam Simon, who created The Simpsons. She was married to him for 7 years. They were together for 10. And she said that she got a piece of The Simpsons in their divorce settlement. But at the time, nobody knew that The Simpsons were going to go on forever and ever. And she says she thanks her ex-husband every day. And yeah, I'm sure she does. And hey, good for her. Then they all get Kathy head cutouts for a race relay. And Kyle automatically says Sutton is her partner. And I think this is because she didn't want to be partnered up with Dorit. So she grabbed Sutton as quick as she could. And during the race, Dorit falls right on her face. Poor girl. Her Chanel pants are too long, darling. No, that's LVP. I can't really do Dorit's accent, so that's okay. Then they start playing Duck Duck Goose, and I love this. It was just like a blast from the past. I haven't even thought about that game since I played it when I was like 5, so I love seeing that. Sometimes you just want to play baby games or, I don't know, Connect 4. I mean, that's really fun, and that's a child's game. Sometimes child's games can be really fun. Oh, and Dorit fell again. So they all go to dinner. I loved Bose's outfit. It was like a yellow cropped tube top and a yellow skirt with like a black jacket. It was super cute. She looked beautiful. And at dinner, Dorit says they should address the elephant in the room with her and Kyle. Kyle says she was hurt by Dorit with the BravoCon comment. Dorit says she had to look back to see it, and she showed it to Erika. And Erika was surprised by it because she thought it was going to be so much worse than what it was. Dorit kind of threw Erika under the bus, but I'm here for it. I think Erika doesn't want to get involved because she's friends with both of them, but I also think she doesn't want to go against Kyle. I think since Erika was on the show, she sucked up to Kyle. And I think it's because Kyle runs Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's Andy's favorite. And even Crystal said on her podcast that she was told that this was Kyle's show. Erika knows this, and she needs this show. I'd imagine this show is a big chunk of Erika's income. So I'm glad Dorit called Erika out, because Erika is trying to stay out of it. And this isn't the first time that she's tried to stay out of arguments. In season 8, when Dorit was talking about LVP to the other girls, about how LVP was feeling jealous because Dorit and Kyle were getting close, LVP asked Erika if she would feel betrayed by that comment, and Erika wouldn't answer the question. Even Teddy told her she was trying to get out of answering that question. And I can't believe I'm siding with Teddy right now. Oh my goodness. But that is something that annoys me about Erika. She tries to get out of arguments to save herself from the drama, and that's impossible to do on The Housewives. I have to say, with the exception of Tom and that situation, she kind of had to answer the questions from the other girls and talk about the situation, but that's because it involved her and saving her life. That's what she said, something along those lines. And that's Erika, right? She said, I don't care about anyone else but me. If it doesn't directly involve her, she's not getting involved. So Kyle tries to defend herself, saying it was a buildup of many moments, including when the audience member asked Kyle why she's trying to make Teddy happen and push Teddy on the other girls. And she said Dorit didn't say anything because she thinks Dorit is afraid of what other people think. And I definitely don't agree with that. Dorit was never friends with Teddy. All they did was argue and fight over Kyle. It's clear that she tolerated Teddy for Kyle. It was always obvious they were never friends. So I don't think Dorit is a hypocrite or worried about others by not answering that guy's question. And then, of course, Kyle said the final straw was when Dorit showed her text to Erika and others before last reunion. But Dorit said that Erika agreed with her about the text and how it was manipulative. Then she asked Kyle if she's mad at Erika for saying the same thing. Again, trying to get Erika involved, and Erika's just like sitting there, not saying a word. And Kyle won't get mad at Erika because Erika sucks up to her. Like I said in my previous review, Kyle needs her friends to basically kiss the ground she walks on. And it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out throughout the season. I also think Kyle is afraid of Erika. I mean, with how Erika attacked Sutton a few seasons ago, I don't think Kyle could take that heat. So what did you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.